will first of all have to take this opportunity to congratulate the AGRF 2018. And what we're expecting it is just to implement the African head of state's commitment to transform agriculture for socio-economic development on the continent. So this type of platform is very important because the African Union is the leading organization for policies and strategy. So these policies and strategy cannot just stay like this. We need to implement. The head of state came out with 7 key commitments to transform agriculture, which is the CAADP Malabo Declaration. In 2003, our head of state looked at the agenda of the millennium about the improvement of livelihoods and the status of food security, hunger in Africa, and they decided that agriculture is one of the priorities for socio-economic development on the continent. It plays a key role for our population. We know that 80% of our population are rural, so we needed to come out with a strong common position on the continent, which is CAADP. During the CAADP in 2003, which is a flagship program of the African Union, it is even before, it was elaborated before the Agenda 2063. This CAADP came out with 2 key areas to ensure food security and finance in agriculture, the 10% in order to have a 6% growth of GDP on agricultural sector. So this was the decision of our head of state, and from 2003, Africa really showed a lot of transformation. Although very timid, but it made a lot of progress in terms of really reoriented, the national development program of some countries that really complied with the CAADP flagship program. 10 years after, a decade after, our head of states, reevaluated the performance of CAADP, and then they came again, they strengthened in Malabo in 2014, they strengthened the same sector for agriculture transformation. That's why we have the CAADP Malabo Declaration with 7 key commitments, which is they re-engage themselves with the CAADP principle. The commitment number 2 is to still reiterate the 10% finance in agriculture on public expenditure. Commitment number 3, it is to end hunger by 2025. They even came with a goal. And commitment number 4 is to end poverty in Africa. And commitment number 5 is to boost the inter-African trade. And today, we have the free trade area zone that was launched here in this beautiful city of Kigali. We need to implement, we need to come with proper mechanism to implement and make agriculture really, like the youth we say, we're here 2 weeks ago, make agriculture sexy. The forum is central because you have all the actors here, but the most important thing, it is at the national commitment. Once we have leadership and commitment on this sector, which is agriculture, I think you've solved part of it. Because all these commitment of head of state in terms of the common position at the continental level, you need to align it at the national level, because each country has got its own national development program. So that agenda, you need to align it and commit yourself. So this is number 1. So we Africans, we need to appropriate ourselves on our program and not depend much on external donors. We need to appropriate ourselves and really set priority. We need to feed Africa. We need to feed our children. We need to provide jobs. So the agenda is really huge. This type of forum is a very timely forum because it is a private sector involvement. We are in Africa. We are used to have only government commitments. But this one is an open, where you have all the stakeholders. You have the policymakers, you have the private sector, you have the non-governmental organization, and you have the farmers organization. So everybody's on board, everybody's tabled, and I think with this type of forum, we can advance our agenda of African transformation on the continent.